Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Crypto markets shed almost 20 billion as major coins see double-digit losses. Guys, this has been the story as of late. We've seen some recovery though, as you can see now. There are some coins that are in the green, some coins are in the red, but only marginally. So what does this mean, guys? What does this mean? Well, it's a great opportunity to buy, and I know that sounds like a bit of a cop-out. Guys, I want to say, first and foremost, I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research when you're buying cryptocurrency or other investments. I am just a guy who runs a channel who gets really excited about this kind of thing. So, I like to give you guys insight on what I'm doing, okay? And I think I'm going to buy some more XRP. I was going to buy some more yesterday, but the funds hadn't transferred into my account. That is a bit of a disappointment because, as we can see, XRP is now back up. I think it actually went below 40 yesterday, and now it's hovering around 42 cents per XRP. And so guys, crypto market sheds. Have you guys ever seen these heat maps? They're really interesting. This is a website. I'll link it in the description. And in traditional stock markets, you'll usually see heat maps like this for the indexes. And it kind of gives you a rough sense of how high or low certain cryptocurrencies have gone percentage-wise and their weight in the actual market. So as you can see, BTC is the heaviest weighted cryptocurrency, followed by Ethereum, XRP, so on and so forth. And whether they're up or down, you'll see green or red coloring. And the darker the color represents a higher percentage correlation, and the lighter the color, the inverse of that. So guys, just a good visual representation. I'll link it in the description, coin360.io. But this all brings me back to this, right? So this is the Bitcoin chart on the daily. And what are we seeing? Well, we're seeing the resistance level is hit again. So we know we're looking at zones here, right? So we know that resistance isn't just a number, it is a zone. Ultimately, we're not going under 5,900, I believe is the lowest this has gone, or 57 possibly right here. What was the lowest there? 57.55. And we're just kind of seeing this trend kind of base in this overall zone. And I'll show it to you here, guys. I'll zoom right in, okay? Whoops. Nope, I don't want to do that quite yet. Okay, we'll zoom right in, and we'll take a look here, okay? And so this was the last kind of time we saw Bitcoin basing in this zone, and we like to draw a zone here, okay? And we're going to just take that zone all the way across, okay? And when we see, over time, when we see these trends basing in this zone, so let me just bring this across here, okay. Let me just zoom out. We're going to bring this across, okay. And so it's roughly, I'll say roughly around there, okay. So guys, support and resistance levels, they can also be called demand and supply zones. And when we see that there is, so this was back in November 2017, and we saw Bitcoin go up for a bit of a rally, and then we saw it come down. We saw some consolidation here, and then that's, you know, right before the big rally up. And I'm finding that this is kind of the zone. So when we see it base it and price dip into this zone, whether it's up here, right near the top, or down here near the bottom, if price kind of vacillates within this zone, we know that that is a great level of support, and we've seen it how many times. So it hit here, okay, back in February, then it went back up. It hit here back in April, and it went back up. Then it hit here, okay, back June, July, and then it went back up. And then it hit here again in August, and it went back up, and then it hit here. And guys, what we're seeing, and so what we're seeing is we're seeing it hit how many times since it originally hit back in November 2017? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. We're kind of in another 5 after this trend here. And so we also have to look at the price swings as well. So when it first hit, we saw a huge swing up. After that, we saw another very high swing up. After that, another swing up, but it wasn't as large. And then the swings up started getting lower and lower, which means that the volatility is coming down, okay? But we're always seeing it kind of base back in this level of support, and it has based 5 times. So guys, in my opinion, this is a strong level of support. If it were to go down past this mark, which is 5,600, I believe, is the lowest it went here, 5,500, so this should actually be lower. This should be down to about there. It's kind of the end tip of this candlestick here back in November. But then what is the next level of support? Well, really, we're looking down here. So we'd have to see Bitcoin hit somewhere between 3,000, let's say, and roughly 41.55, 41.50, 3,000 to 4,100, let's say. Let's call that the next zone after a dip down before a run up. And again, Bitcoin, this correlates to everything, right? So Bitcoin is the leader of the pack, but if you look at XRP, now we've seen the same kinds of trends. Now, guys, we got lucky here. Now, this is a bit of an anomaly for the XRP chart because we saw XRP spike on the XRapid rumors, and this is an anomaly. So this is basically just spiking based on news, as we have now confirmed, because XRapid went live and there was no other real price movement. So this was based on the news, and then the selling pressure also based on the day traders that came into the market who just wanted to make a quick buck. So ultimately, let's not look at this, okay? But ultimately, same kind of pattern, right? Ups and downs and ups and downs. So we are now, and unfortunately, it's kind of almost unfortunate for us because this has already happened. So had this news not come out and had this not happened, we would probably still be down here in the 20s and 30s. So do I think it's a good time to buy XRP? Do I think it's going to go any lower than where it has based, essentially where it has based before? I think the 20s was a very, very good, strong support level to buy. And while we were buying XRP in the 20s, before this little uptick here, obviously, the Bitcoin equivalent would have been, in this same area here. So ultimately, guys, you have to ask the question, do you think you're going to see a Bitcoin worth $33,000 to $4,100 ever again? That's the question you have to ask yourself. If you think you will, then don't buy in this zone. But if you don't think you will, before the next rally up, before the next bull run, this is the zone to buy in, guys. So guys, same with XRP, right? And now we are, one sec, XRP USD. So let's forget about this because these charts are also very time correlated as well. If we see Bitcoin start shooting up, XRP will shoot up from here. It won't go back down to here and shoot up, okay? So now this is kind of the lowest support level we're seeing for XRP. Well, I mean, that is unless there is more of a crash, of course. But right now, if we assume that the crypto market's bottomed out, it shed $20 billion. We're at extreme lows, okay, for market capitalization in crypto. It's hovering around 200 billion. Do I want to wait? Do I want to wait and see if it's going to hit in the 20s again, or should I buy now in this demand zone? Well, I'm always of the philosophy that it is always better to get into a position and don't nickel and dime yourself, guys. Whether you get in at 38 or 41 or 43, XRP is still a very, very, very good deal. We know what's coming down the pipe. We know the potential that this coin has. We can see the partnerships, and we've done the math before, and we know the volumes that will be flowing through XRP in the future. So it's a valuable coin, very, very undervalued right now at a 43-cent price, guys. Still a good deal. But I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.